The satellites flying on today's mission will be the first of our second generation of satellites, also called V2 satellites, to fly. The full-sized V2 Starlinks are designed to be flown on Starship, while the satellites we'll be flying today, which we refer to as V2 Minis, have been modified to fly inside the payload fairing on board Falcon 9. Don't let the Mini name fool you, though. The V2 Minis are bigger than our previous satellites, and more importantly, they include more advanced phased array antennas and the use of E-band for backhaul, which will enable Starlink to provide about 4 times more capacity per satellite than earlier iterations. This means these V2 mini Starlink satellites will ultimately enable us to provide more bandwidth with increased reliability and connect millions of more people around the world with high-speed internet. V2 Minis are equipped with new argon Hall thrusters for on-orbit maneuvering. These have 2.4 times the thrust of our first-generation system, and it will be the first time ever that argon Hall thrusters are operated in space. To date, Starlink now operates in 49 countries and territories around the globe, including Rwanda, our most recent addition. If you're interested in learning more about SpaceX's Starlink satellite service, please visit starlink.com. After liftoff and stage separation, the booster is scheduled to land on our drone ship, a shortfall of Gravitas, this evening, which is currently positioned in the Atlantic Ocean off the east coast of Florida. Coming up next, we should hear that Falcon 9 is in startup mode.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
With that call out, we've heard that Falcon 9 is now on internal power, and the batteries on board the first and second stage will manage Falcon 9 during liftoff and descent.
LD, go for launch.
And as you just heard, the launch director has given us the final go to proceed for launch. Let's watch as Falcon 9 takes our 21 Starlink satellites into space.
T-minus 30 seconds. Seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff. 6-9.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Stage 1, chamber pressure is nominal.
If you're just joining us, we are T plus 30 seconds into our mission today, and Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at 6:13 p.m. Eastern Time.
Power and telemetry is nominal.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
With that call out, we hear that Falcon 9 is traveling faster than the speed of sound, around 770 miles per hour.
Max Q.
Max Q is the period of maximum dynamic pressure on the vehicle that it will experience during flight due to the forces of thrust, gravity, and atmospheric pressure.
We go.
Stage separation confirmed.
And back ignition.
So we just heard confirmation for successful main engine cutoff, stage separation, and second engine start 1, which you can see on your screen now. Coming up in just about 20 seconds, the fairing halves will separate from the second stage and fall back to Earth.
Fairing separation confirmed. Stage 1 FTS is saved.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
As a reminder, the first stage on your screen right now, being used to launch 21 Starlink satellites into space, is flying for its third time.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
That's confirmation of entry burn shutdown on the first stage, which is the first of 2 burns the booster will complete during this return.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Stage 2 continuing on its way to space with 21 Starlink satellites on board.
Expected loss of signal Cape Canaveral. Stage 1 transonic.
You just heard the call out that the first stage is transonic, which means it is traveling near the speed of sound as it returns to Earth. In just about 20 seconds, we should be coming up on the landing burn for the first stage.
Terminal guidance.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Stage 1 has lit one engine to prepare for landing on our drone ship, a shortfall of gravitas. This final burn slows down the rocket to help it stick the landing on the drone ship.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing set.
Great feedback from our team there, and of course, beautiful views confirming that we have successfully landed stage 1.